to the Wise Woman Show. I am your host, Megan Wiseman, or better yet, Wise Woman. Here we empower Christian women entrepreneurs to express their divine wisdom and follow their intuition. This is a space where diverse voices and visions of wise women are showcased to support and celebrate the power of feminine leadership in business. Hello. Today we're going to go into something, deep as usual, but we're going into comparison and how to move to self-compassion. And I know this is something that touches nearly every woman, and whether you'd like to admit it or not, you have that quiet voice in your head that's comparing yourself with others, with their lives, they wear, what they look like, what they're doing, what they're accomplishing, what they're purchasing. That comparison, it's a sneaky little bugger. But it's not just stealing our joy. That's what we hear all the time. Yes, it steals joy, but it also blocks self-love. It distorts our identity and it quietly conceives that you are not enough. You've probably had little whispers of this or inklings of this in your own little thoughts and feelings. I'd just like you to kind of tune into that and realize where this is showing up for you in your life. So, comparison turns your attention outward instead of inward. It turns you away from God and towards the measuring stick that God didn't give you, this world gave you. So when you compare, who am I is only as valuable to how it matches to someone else. So where am I compared to other people? But in that comparison, there's not love. There's just judgment. Often judgment of others and self. And comparison is just a form of self-abandonment. Oh, this is heavy stuff, right? Well, the scriptures remind us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. We're not just mass-produced. We're all not meant to look and act and be the same. We talked about being last week or last month. And God doesn't just create duplicates, He creates expressions, right? We are expressions of God's creation. And how can you compare that to somebody else? Comparison tells you to erase your uniqueness. God invites you to embody it. So God wants you to realize that your uniqueness is good. And while you're comparing yourself to everybody else and noticing that you're different, that's okay. That's exactly what He created you to be. So one time I was in a meditation and I was with Mother. So not just our Father, but also our Mother wants us to know about our uniqueness. And when I was there, she was teaching me about this concept using flowers because I love flowers. So I was in this beautiful field of flowers with her, and she had me look around and notice all the variety of flowers out there and how they were all different. And that's how she created her children with unique colors and shapes and sizes and properties and purposes. So I just love thinking of that. I remember when I was young, I used to love this little quote. It said, "Be your own kind of beautiful." And there was a picture and it had a bunch of roses. And then there was this little daisy there. So it's okay to be beautiful in your own way. It doesn't have to be the comparison. So I'm going to tell you about how I have been using this faith of joy in my life. And it's kind of personal, but I just wanted you to know that I understand, and I've been working on this too. So this has been a big deal for me for a long time, but using my own personal relationship to my body and how I see it and my relationship with God. So I did some work on this for the last several months, and it's been really hard to release those comparisons. This world offers a lot of imagery for what our bodies should or shouldn't look like, and it's been difficult for me. And so I wrote this letter to myself about my body. It was a challenge I got from a mentor that I was getting help with. She challenged me to write a letter to myself about my body. Maybe letting my body know what I was feeling and what I was thinking. And I took on that challenge, and it was beautiful. So maybe if you are struggling with something similar, you could do the same. Get out and write a letter to your body. So I'm going to share this letter with you now. Dear body. So when we were young, it was easy to love you. You would slide and swing with me. You would help me learn to ride a bike. You and I danced with all our little girl might. I loved being with you every day. It was the joy, even the sadness that we experienced that was so natural. That one day I started to change, like growing taller, wider, rounder in places. I wasn't certain if that was okay. Would I like the way I looked? Would I be different in a good way? Would it be pretty or scary? Would others like me too? The others, what would they think? And then it began, the worry, the fear. Would I be rejected or judged if I didn't look like the models or magazines? The thoughts of shame and disgust and loathing grew. It became too much. Even looking in the mirror was hard because I didn't know what I saw or like what I saw, but I mostly because I didn't like what I heard. The voices of shame that made me want to hide my body. It's ugly. It's fat. It's not shaped the way I want. It's too big here or too little there. I just must change it or hide it. I loathed you when all I really wanted was to love you. I'm really sorry for all the thoughts that were unkind and untrue. You were created as a gift for me to experience this life, and it's amazing that we can and have and will do so much together. I know that as I age, I am changing again, and it's okay. That is part of life. The change is part of the process, and it's beautiful in its design, in the human existence. Your essence still shines through this shell. It's just the vessel for your expression. I wanted to celebrate today, and I knew you would help me receive it. So please forgive me for misjudgment and rejection. I thought that was going to come from others. I really started with me, not accepting and loving you for who I am. And so I'm grateful for you. Please help me see, say, and sense this more each day. Yours truly, me. Oh, okay. So that was beautiful recognition for me, realizing all the comparison that I've done to myself throughout my life. So if you want, please challenge you to do the same. The other next letter I wrote was the body's message to me. And this one goes deeper, but I'll just give you a general idea. My body wanted to let me know that she had been here from the beginning of my life, and she was formed by her father and mother, and that this body was meant to be my home. And the functions that I have fascinated me, and I was exhilarated and excited to be in this body. Body just wanted me to know that there was nothing I need to prove. that my value and love were already there and existed not because of the way I looked. It also warned me that my cells are listening, so I shouldn't battle this flesh anymore. That these demeaning thoughts and this hatred wasn't serving me, and that I needed truth and love, and that my soul wants to feel one, but can't if I am continually being mean. So she said, the truth of the love you have for me has always been with you from the beginning. From before you were formed in the belly, your soul leapt, cheered, and rejoiced in its time of embodiment, because that meant the time for your purpose was here. What you have waited and practiced for was now at hand, literally in your hands, our hands, my hands. It's time, my friend, for the great union. When you are united in purpose, our power will be greater, glorious, and grow until all that you are created to be will be with us. I am here for you. I am a humble servant of your command. My cells listen and learn, and you will lead us to love again. The love you had in the beginning, just remember it is here for you. Love your body. Oh, I just love this. So if you need that challenge to stop comparing and have some self-compassion, I challenge you for that. And it may not be for your body. Maybe it's for other reasons. That's just the one that came up for me. And it has been for a long time. So thank you for letting me share my little letter of love from me and my body. So I'm just reminding you that self-compassion begins when we stop punishing ourselves for being human. So that can be physically, that can be in the things that you're doing or acting or saying. But when you choose to remember the truth and you give yourself compassion, love over cruelty, that's when you allow God and His grace and that truth to change you. So if comparison or shaming yourself is something that you do, if you need this inherited self-hate and this gunk that's embedded into you, that's how I help people. So just one small invitation to invite you to join me in a session if you'd like deeper healing, and I'll include a link for that. But you're not broken. You're just remembering that truth that you truly do love yourself. You were excited for this experience of being human and making those mistakes and trying again and learning and growing. So give yourself that compassion instead of comparing. And I will be doing a meditation for this. So listen up and find that comparison to compassion meditation. It's going to be on body love. So if you need some body love, find that meditation in here.
Thanks for joining the Wise Woman Show. Remember, divine daughters, keep expressing your faith and femininity as you bring your powerful wisdom to this world. Like, share, comment, or subscribe to the show to stay connected.